Hey everyone, welcome to another Goodwill shopping day. It has been a minute since I've done one of these dedicated sourcing days where I hit up like 5 stores in a row. So hopefully I find some great things to show you today. You guys, this is so tempting. It is a bag full of these adorable little porcelain animals and figurines. Oh my goodness, I don't know if any of them are broken since they're in the bag, but they are so cute. Obviously, it's someone's entire collection. Now, this patchwork horse, I would have picked up a few years ago because these sold really well then, but I feel like they sit now. It's a really well done one, and it kind of feels a little bit older than the ones you would have gotten as a souvenir now. He's $4.99. I'm going to pass on him, but when boho was hot, this type of piece was really popular. This nativity ornament is so cute. Look at the baby Jesus. Oh my goodness, I may have to get this for me because it's just so sweet. It's $1.99. I'm kind of digging this bowl. Oh wait, maybe not. That looks like the face of Wilson from Castaway. So I won't be getting this bowl, but the colors are really good. Here are some vintage Mikasa holiday mugs. These are actually really nice. I'm not a seasonal mug person, but I do like the pattern on these. Oh, I like that side a lot. This one is unpriced, but it looks like they might be $1.99 each. So I think this would make a really lovely toothbrush holder in a bathroom. It's really pretty. I like the different colors, especially like the red tones. It's $3.99. These beautiful watercolor, like monthly prints are really lovely, but there's only like the last 4 months of the year. So I don't know if that's like a desirable time period for this series or not. They're really lovely. It looks like they're $2.99. They look vintage, or at least not modern, not within the last few years. So I don't know about these just because they have the month on it. I really love the colors on this folk art lidded pot. The green is just so unusual. There's actually a lot of folk art pieces here today, like this adorable turtle. Then you walk over here. I believe these are like souvenir pieces. There's just a lot of souvenir stuff in here. That's a souvenir piece. A lot of fun pieces, but nothing that I would probably sell in my Etsy shop. Well, you guys, I decided to buy the bag of mystery figurines because I was just, in Europe and I saw these everywhere. And I really love the idea of having a worm because it's so cute. But of course, the worm is the one that's broken in the bag. So I was like, no, I will still love him. I think I'm going to have to see if I can get some of this glue off. And well, there we go. I might be able to repair him myself to make him look a little better than that awful glue. But look at that face. Oh, I'm so mad. But I think I will try to fix him and still love him. But yeah, there's a lot of little figurines in here. And I'm going to see if hopefully the rest of them aren't broken. Because I do think they're very cute. Well, you guys know me in miniatures. And so hopefully there's some that are salvageable in here. Walking into Goodwill number 2. These beer steins are really, really cool, but wildly impractical. I'm not sure what you would do with these. I guess just decorate with them, but they're really nicely made. Not super exciting, but I think I'm going to get this box of Hanukkah candles. I have a menorah in one of my booth spaces that could do with some candles in it. And then also mid-century candle holders oftentimes fit like a Hanukkah size candle because they usually have the super tiny openings, and so these are great for those types of candle holders too. So I think I'm gonna get this box especially for $2.99. Did anyone else know that ironstone or ironwood footballs existed? I thought it was only animals. It's $25, so I won't be getting it, but I had no idea they even made these. I love this tray, like the iridescent butterflies. It has a little bit of damage, but that can be repaired with like a marker. Can make that look almost like new again. It is, let's see, $6.99. It feels kind of like melamine, but I don't know what this says. So I'm like, should I buy it? I don't know what it says. And when I looked it up, I couldn't find anything on it. So I don't know. It's just really eye-catching, especially with the iridescent butterflies. A very pretty hand-painted, handmade spoon rest. Oh, it has a chip. Well, never mind that. I feel like every time I have a Goodwill sourcing day, there's a theme to what I see. And today's theme is definitely souvenirs, because I've seen so many souvenirs from so many places today at both of the Goodwills I've been in so far. See, what did I tell you? More souvenirs, more souvenirs. So some of the art in this aisle is really throwing me for a loop, because I think this is actually painted. And when I turned it over, I kind of expected to see like a Home Goods or a Hobby Lobby type of situation, but no, it definitely looks like old. Like looking at the back of the canvas and this here, and it says not for sale. So it's 20 bucks. I mean, it's really a cool piece and it's huge. And then across the aisle is this, which is another piece that I was like, what is the background on this? Because when you turn it over, it's definitely looks like someone's collage. And then you can see like this is actually properly old too. So 20 bucks for this like collage piece. And when you look close, you can see like the texturing of it. So I'm like, what is this from? And then I kind of even like this piece. Well, the frame is not my favorite, but I'm like, that's kind of a cool piece. And then you head further over here, and then I'm assuming this must be by the same person who did that one. So again, like, what is this? Like, what's the background? Looking at the back again. It's definitely painted. So I gotta pull these out. Okay, so here they are side by side. They're really, really neat. And this one actually has the signature visible. So it's definitely by an artist. This is 97 because her last name is Funk. Now the framing on it is just absolutely terrible. It's super cheap. I suppose I could pop them out of the frame and maybe then they would sell for better prices. Walking into Goodwill number 3. You guys, the thrift gods decided to bless me with a Polish folk art box for $2.99. I also like this beautiful tray. The shape is really good and the handle detail is beautiful. This is also $2.99. Okay, so this is coming home too. Here's a vintage USA pottery piece, but it has a tiny little nick right there, so I won't be getting it, which is a bummer because I really like the glaze on it. And this is the bottom of something, and I have sold pieces with the stamp on the bottom, and I'm drawing a blank on who the manufacturer is. So I'm gonna take this with me and see if I can find it maybe in the like knick-knack pottery aisle. So far I have not found the missing top piece, but I did find this beautiful large handmade bowl. It's only $4.99. It's really, really great, but pieces like this, you can't for sure know that they're food safe or not. I mean, I'm assuming they are, but not all glaze is, so I kind of refrain from picking up pieces like this if I don't know. No go on finding the piece in the pottery aisle either, so kind of a bummer. This is actually really neat, but it has like an imperfection there, but it was $8 wherever it was sold originally. It's really a neat piece. Oh, Mexico. It's a piece of Mexican pottery. I love the colors on it. I'm not gonna get it, but the colors are really pretty. Another miniature I absolutely do not need, but look at how cute that is. Oh my goodness. It is $1. It's a little folk art painted box. I think I'm gonna have to get it. Oh my gosh, you guys. I didn't know they made silver versions of these snowflakes. I sold 2 brass ones during my holiday drop. They actually look really cute on a wall because you can just put a push pin in and hook them up. And then it's like wall decor, and they have the little feet. And so they kind of jump off the wall. And it just looks really cute. So I'm tempted just to get $3.99. If he had a mate, I would get them. Okay, let me look around for a mate. This oak table is really, really good. It's $20. It's probably pretty heavy and solid. Man, furniture is something I just hate picking up, but it's really good. I just get very tempted. So I may pose this to my reselling group to see if they think it's worth picking up. Walking into Goodwill number 4, there is a burger place somewhere around here, and the smell is destroying me. I am so hungry. Usually by the time I get to the 4th Goodwill, I'm like ravenous for lunch. a cute mushroom. But you guys know my husband and I love mushrooms, so this is very tempting. But it's $10, which seems a little steep. You guys, I was not kidding. More souvenir pieces. And there's even wooden shoes. It's just more wooden shoes, masks. It's so funny how that is the theme today. I just found this puzzle box. You have to move the little pieces around and eventually, I'm assuming they come out. It's $2.99. My husband loves puzzle boxes, and so I think I'm gonna get him this for like a Christmas stocking stuffer. So one of the thrifting influencers that I follow who wrote the book, Big Thrift Energy, she just got really excited about finding one of these glass coils at the thrift store. It's on $7.99. It's definitely very heavy. So I don't necessarily think it's a cheapy piece, although, you know, some retailers will knock off these and they'll be, you know, something that's made in China versus something that like an artisan made. So I'm not sure if I should get it or not. This Goodwill prices everything up high, so I always am like confused on whether or not I should get it. Do you guys remember when the mustache trend was super hot? I still like get a chuckle out of mugs that have mustaches on them. I'm not going to be getting it, but this one is actually handmade and very well done. Just found this very cute vintage owl painting signed. Just don't know if some of these imperfections on, I don't think it's on the glass. No, it's definitely part of the frame. And then the paint job here, I'm like, is that too poorly done? So it's definitely old. Looking at the back, it is vintage. It's only $4.99, which price is right. So I'm gonna look it up and see if there's anything to be found on the internet about it. You guys, Goodwill is not being very good today. Not being very good at all. I mean, I got a couple things, but nothing like truly magic. So I have 2 more stops today. I'm gonna go to Value Village and the other Goodwill that's near me, and I really hope they deliver something like awesome. So typically when I'm out driving around, I'm either listening to music or NPR or a podcast, but today I'm listening to a very steamy, like romantic novel. And I swear every time I get ready to park in a Goodwill is when the 2 characters finally decide they want to start kissing. And I'm like, do I break the steamy momentum of the story, or do I go into the Goodwill? Because I don't want to miss out on the good stuff in Goodwill, because every person that walks through that door, I'm like, maybe they got the brass thing I want. So yeah, other things going through my mind today as I'm driving around. So I am walking into Value Village. Apparently I've lost my mind because it is senior day, which is usually just crazy in here. Just crazy. There are literal vans that drop off seniors to shop, and it just gets styles or something else. But I figured if I'm in the neighborhood, I probably should go. Anyone know what this cutie pie could be? Doesn't make any sense to me. It has the holes. Ooh, maybe a toothbrush holder? Is this a toothbrush holder? Oh my goodness, that would be so cute. I was hoping these would be real wood, but I think this actually might be like a plastic. And they're definitely not vintage, so passing on those. Many of you probably don't know, but I actually grew up in Michigan, and so I've been to Mackinac Island like a few times, and it's my dream to take my son there one day. So it's really fun to see this in Oregon. It definitely reminds me of where I grew up. I'm not sure how I feel about this piece of art. It's made in China, so it's not like artist made per se, and it's, I don't know if it's resin. I like the colors of it, but it's $10, so I'm gonna pass. So I'm looking at all the oversized art that they usually put up above the outerwear and the hats. And my friends and I just had a conversation about buying art at the thrift store and whether or not we're buying it because it's the only good piece of art that's at the thrift store, or if it's because someone is actually truly talented. So that's tricky, because this one down here, when I passed by the first time, caught my eye, this still life, but it's not well done. Okay, so I'm heading into the final Goodwill stop, and hopefully this one delivers some more stuff. Otherwise, I have a very tiny haul to show you guys. Well, this piece of art has 2 of my favorite things, burnt bamboo or tortoiseshell bamboo and painted florals, but it falls very flat to me because I think it's just one of those cheapy things that would have been sold at like Pier 1. So I just pulled this out of the wood aisle, which always is surprising to me to find art in the wood aisle, but this is actually so well done. Wow, it looks like clay flowers stuck to the canvas. So it's definitely looks handmade. I can't tell if it's, I don't know if there's a buyer for this. Okay, you guys, we are back in my studio space, and I feel like I'm looking extra pale today, and that's because the light is blasting in at me. We're at this angle with the camera because it is winter, and I have a really hard time figuring out what angle I should do. I swear it has been so rainy and dark today, and as soon as I decided to film, the heavens opened and the lighting came in, and I'm like, thank you. Also, you're ruining my filming day. So, great. Anyways, now what you're here for. So, haul. Sorry to disappoint you. I think I got 3 things. And yeah, for 6 thrift store stops, 3 things is not my favorite way to spend the day. I mean, I love thrifting, but I want it to be productive. And when I spend all that time out shopping and don't get a lot for resale, it's, you know, really makes me frustrated. But the pieces I did get, I really like. I'm not gonna show you each one. They'll be listed on Etsy because you guys have already seen the Polish box and the tray and then this thing. And those are basically, that's the haul. Hooray, 3 things. But this one I wanted to show you guys again. The other ones are already up on Etsy, and then this will be up on Etsy by the time you're watching the video. But this one I wanted to confirm, it is in fact a toothbrush holder, which I didn't know these existed, and it is amazing. So this fits a toothbrush, obviously not an electric toothbrush. It has to be like the good old fashioned one you get at the dentist when you go to your appointments. And the great thing about this, in case you're thinking like, ew, is that gonna get gross? No, the inside is glazed. And so as like, you know, toothpaste stuff builds up, you'll be able to wash it out. I also tested this little notch here to make sure it could hang on the wall with a nail, and it does. So, would this not be the cutest thing in your bathroom? I mean, if browns and these colors were my thing, I absolutely would be keeping it because this is like the kitschy cute thing that I adore. So lucky for you guys, it's gonna be available on Etsy. So an update on that inchworm situation. The cute little guy that was broken, I was able to repair him, hooray. So basically what I did, in case you guys are interested, the glue was very old and brittle, so what I did is I soaked him in a hot, warm bath of just regular water, and that helped loosen the old glue, and then I just carefully peeled off the glue. Luckily, the break on this guy was very clean, and I was able to glue him back together with Gorilla Glue. So I just thought it was so cute. I think it's because my son loves bugs, and now I'm like, because I'm reading so much about bugs, I'm like, oh, inchworms, cute, this little one. Adorable. Yeah, sure, let's pay $10 for a bag of them that you don't need. So anyways, I feel like after that first stop where I got these, then I didn't trust my instincts to buy anything else that day. So it wasn't necessarily, I think it was more so I didn't see anything that great, but also I was like, once I make a decision to buy something, then I'm like, ooh, should I have done that? Sometimes it like takes like my buying confidence away. I know that sounds very silly. What am I gonna do with this guy? No idea. Not a clue, but I just couldn't say no to him. Now these are the rest of them. There's only a few that were broken in there. When you're buying a bag of that type of stuff, you just have to accept that there's gonna be some casualties, and I will like pan around on them so you can see a few of them up close rather than on a plate like this. You can't see it, really? So I'll show you what they look like. Am I going to sell the rest of them? Probably. For how much? I don't know. Like I said, I just like, it was on a whim that I got it, and because of the worm. So here you go. Sometimes that just happens. I try to be pretty regimented when I'm out thrifting, but sometimes things like this just get me. She made me thinking at this point, well, what else are we gonna talk about today if you only got like 3-4 things? Well, I did get this amazing needlepoint. Now, I did not source this. My friend Taylor from Portland Revive, you guys have heard me talk about her. She is my very dear reselling friend. This is who I learned so much about this business from. She will send me pictures of needlepoints when she sees them out that don't like fit her style. And so she's like, you want this? I'm like, yes. I mean, it's so huge and heavy. And it was $14.99, and then she had a coupon. But I just thought the colors were really great. They're that moody tone. I kind of even like the scene, even though it's definitely, obviously, like more old-timey. I don't know if that's like the word I should use, old-timey. But anyways, I thought it was really great. Now, this would be a beast to sell on Etsy. So I may have to take this to my vintage booth, but if one of you guys want it, you can let me know, because I'm not going to automatically list this on Etsy unless someone emails me and inquires, because it is really big and heavy, and pieces like this are expensive to ship. And so the piece then itself will have to be more expensive on Etsy. So, but it's really well done, and it's amazing now I'm becoming known as the needlepoint person, because I did have another group of reseller friends yesterday sent me a Facebook listing that I did not get, because the person got so many inquiries, but it was a very cool needlepoint. They're like, you need this. And I'm like, I do. And then I did not get it. Things go fast on Marketplace around here. Okay, so next I thought we could talk about what sold in my Etsy shop. Now, just so you know, the last time I talked to you guys about what sold in my Etsy shop, I think 100 things or more have sold in that time period. Things have moved so quickly because I've done so many drops, like my holiday drop and all my like Belgium sourcing drops, that I just did not have a chance to film things in time to get them out to you guys, the buyers. And so this is the stuff that has sold within the last few days. And so just know, if you ever want to see what has sold in my Etsy shop, there's a way to do that, especially if you go to my Etsy shop, there's like a little number that says how many sales that I have made. If you click that number, then it will take you to all the solds. It won't show you how much they sold for, so that's why I still do these videos, but it will show you what has sold. So if you're ever curious, you could do that. I do that actually for a lot of my reselling friends and shops that I admire. I track their solds and I look at what is selling from their shop, and that kind of helps guide me on what I'm picking up. So if you're ever curious, there's a way that you can click on that link. I'll show it to you on screen, and that way you can follow my solds if you're curious. So today I'm definitely going to share what has sold in the last few days. And before we get to that portion, I also wanted to mention that I'm considering doing Vlogmas this year. I've lost my mind, and I decided, you know what? Why not add more stress to the holiday season and try to put out a YouTube video a day before Christmas? So yes, in case you're not familiar with what Vlogmas is, it's basically you put out a short video like every single day leading up to Christmas. And the reason why YouTube channels do this is because the payout for ad revenue right now during like the key buying season of the year is a lot higher than what you see the rest of the year. So you can make a lot more money the more videos you put out right now. But it's also like the hardest time of year because it is a very stressful, busy time of year. But I've always wanted to do it since I launched my channel, and the last 2 years I've had surgeries around this time of year that I was recovering from, and it just didn't obviously make sense per my schedule and where I was at in my life. So this year I'm like, ooh, maybe this is the year. Maybe this is my year that I could do it. So I need ideas for videos. So I put a call out on Instagram. I got some really great ideas that were sent to me. So if you guys have any ideas on things that you would want to see during Vlogmas, you know, it can be really any topic. Just keep in mind they need to be short. So I'm not going to give you an entire course on how to sell on Etsy. That's not the type of video topic I want you to send me. I want you to send me something like, oh, I want to see your collection on this, or what's your #1 tip, or, you know, how do you put in your hot rollers? I don't know, silly stuff like that. I had a person say, what are your favorite snacks? I could have a whole long video about snacks. I love food. I'm very food driven. So I was like, ooh, I didn't think about that topic, but I could talk a lot about snacks. That might not be what you guys want to watch that day, but it's also a way for me to kind of branch out and do some other fun things that aren't necessarily thrifting focused. I will promise you that I'm going to do like a Goodwill shopping video, and you'll have those normal videos. It's just the rest of the week I'm going to fill it out with other fun things. So that's my plan. So I need some really good ideas. I'm putting together the content calendar right now, so just pop them down below if you have any ideas, or you can email me or you can DM me, whatever you want to do. Okay, so now let's talk about what sold in my Etsy shop this week. Here is what sold in my Etsy shop over the past few days. So that nude painting I got in Brussels, that sold for $89. That beautiful carved wood plate sold for $68. This large brass deer, which actually you'll see in an upcoming video, this deer sold for $98. This beautiful Santa Cruel sold for $89. This moody landscape painting also came from Brussels, and this one sold for $78. And then this other painting I got in Bruges, this one sold for $68. This adorable painted folk art stool sold for $98. This teeny tiny hand-carved wooden castle sold for $58. and this wooden candelabra sold for $48. So with all these purchases, I think I only have one piece of art left from Europe. Everything else has sold, and I don't think I even have many of like the smalls and stuff that I brought back left. So yeah, very excited about all these sales. So thank you guys so much, especially to everyone who is a repeat buyer. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you today. So thank you so much for shopping with me and sticking with me, even though my haul was most likely disappointing to you guys. It was certainly disappointing to me, but that's how it goes. You don't always score when you go to the thrift store, especially in very competitive markets like mine. And like I mentioned earlier, if you have any video ideas for Vlogmas, definitely put them down below in the comments box. If you're looking for more thrifting and decorating content between these videos here on YouTube, make sure you check me out on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.